wide open skies, and the roar of the waves in his ear. And he dreamed even then that she might even fly. He even dreamed that she'd get him out of here. 30 feet from stem to stern, caked in Townsend moss, mahogany and cedar hard inside. The owners rode her off and left her on the blocks to rot. Been 30 years since her last trailer ride. These 30 years he's at the mill to hold the mortgage down. He'd swear he's standing in his father's shoes. But the kids are gone and $7 grand will put her in his palm. At 49 there's nothing left to lose. And so he dreams of the sea and the wide open skies and the roar of the waves in his ear. And he dreams even now that she might even fly. Even dreams that she'll get him out of here. At 17 he saw her first coming round the point. Bright work flashing on an April day. 50 yards of canvas straining in the morning air, leaning white hard over as she lay. He swore to Susie then and there they'd see the world in style, cruising up the coast to Sikuliaq. But by graduation she was late and there was hell to pay. Now 30 years down she's still looking back. And so he dreams of the sea and the wide open skies and the roar of the waves in his ear. And he dreams even now that she might even fly. Even dreams that she'll get him out of here. Takes her on the block, Jay. At the boatyard knew she'd never sail again, but couldn't find the heart to hold him back. Now 15 years of chisel work and oakum in her sides, stick and varnish, salvage line and tack. He'd rub his fingers raw and burn the light of midnight oil, and borrowed more than he can ever pay. But Monday he'll be at the ramp with Susie by his side. Then Monday she'll be going in the bay. And they'll dream of the sea and the wide open skies and the roar of the waves in their ear. And they'll dream even now that she might even fly. Even dream that she'll get him out of here. Yes, she'll dream even now that she might even fly. Even dream that she'll get him out of here. Hagar on the harp, David Pablo Cohn. So in contrast to what Jay and Chris just brought us, of songs that were hundreds and hundreds of years old, most of what we'll be sharing with you today are songs that are at most a year old. Long tradition. I mean, there's one that's 3 years old, maybe. There are a couple that are just a couple of months old. Next, what we're going to share is something that Jay and I debuted a year ago at the Port Gamble Maritime Festival, where we were awarded second place. And this is another, not quite. This is another one of those. We haven't actually gotten out to blue water yet here. We're still kind of piddling around the coast, but I hope you'll understand. So we're in B flat. B flat. It's the fly swatter key. B flat. So, which means I should change my capo. I only actually know 3 chords. It's just a matter of where the capo is. 1, 2, 3. her eyes on her toes. Third day on the water, just 7 years old. My old lover's daughter has ended up in my boat. And she's learning the ropes, learning the lines, painter and halyard, all intertwined. Two little hands, too little time, both of us learning the lines. She called the girl Jenny, that fit her it seemed, 'cause that was the name of the schooner we dreamed. Before she went north for the season that year, stayed on with the rigger, found work at the pier. She was learning the ropes, learning the lines, finding her balance one step at a time. Try to be honest, try to be kind, both of us learning the line. I teach in the harbor, said I'm good with the kids. I need no excuses for things we both did. And he seemed like a good sort, though it's not mine to say. A card the next Christmas, a child on the way. She dropped me a line about 4 weeks ago. She moved back to town, said she thought I should know that I owed her no favors. She told me no tales, but she's got this daughter who don't know how to sail. So I'm learning the ropes, learning my lines, same old mistakes, time after time. Try to forget, try to be kind, both of us learning the lines, both of us learning. So with some of my songs, people say, "Oh man, I'm so sorry, so sorry." And the nice thing, but the good thing about this is, what's sailor's favorite thing to do? Make stuff up, right? Right? So yeah, it's like this is all made up. Fortunately, this year at the Port Gamble Maritime Festival, the theme was tales both tall and true. I know how to make stuff up. I know other people who know how to make stuff up.
Don't tell me it wasn't true.
Oh, it's true as the sea. True as the sea, I assure you. A bunch of you, there are a lot of familiar faces in the crowd. Please sing along when the time comes. I don't think so. There we were, he said, taking on water, spinnaker flying, the pump sucking air, trying to make harbor between rock and a hard place. We found Sand Cove with just minutes to spare. through the hatches, sledgehammer in hand. Below deck he knocked out a wall of holes that we neither burned up nor drowned. He smothered the flames with our whole load of sockeye and sold them all off as smoked salmon in town. Oh, to be young again, hearing the stories my grandfather once told to me. Tales of adventure out on the blue ocean, as tall as the mast and as true as the sea. Now corporate life, 2 kids and a wife, have brought me too far from the sea. Now well past my prime, my favorite time is with granddaughter snug on my knee. But she's not the old salt in her veins to be sure of adventure, she can't get her fill. She wants stories of gales, not old fairy tales of princesses high on the hill. So listen. There was that big storm outside of Boise. A road wave came out of the rain. We pitched cold right over our heels to the heavens and found ourselves topside again. Our tackle was gone, the deck was afright, all carried away by the swell. But we still made bank with the tender that night by picking the fish from the rigging to sell. Oh, to be young again, hearing the stories my grandfather once told to me. Tales of adventure out on the blue ocean, as tall as the mast and as true as the sea. And it makes me feel young again, telling the stories my grandfather once told to me. Tales of adventure out on the blue ocean, as tall as the mast and as true as the sea. As tall as the mast and as true as the sea. Honest to God. So actually, when I told you that sailors' favorite thing to do was to lie, I was making that up. Sailors' really real favorite thing to do is close, complain. It's always something, okay? I have to go to sea and I don't want to go to sea, or I can't go to sea and I want to, or the weather's bad, the food's bad, the captain's mean. Where's Chris? The ship sank again. Recent song, this is contemporary maritime folk, so fewer songs about floggings and scurvy, but one thing is constant in maritime music, from way back to present, which is, the big complaint is, the sea is big, this boat is so freaking slow. It's like, this is really long, I am so bored. The thing is on blue water sailing, those of you who've spent blue water times, you don't complain out loud to your shipmates. Most of my blue water time is aboard the United States Antarctic program icebreakers. And first time out, I was like, one of the Marine techs said, "Oh, there's this thing I gotta show you, Pablo. Come on, back deck. Yeah, you see the thing over there? You gotta lean way over the back. Yeah. Next time." So you learn pretty quickly that. You learn pretty quickly that when you want to complain, what you do is you go back to your bunk and you write a song. So this is a fairly recent one, just a couple of months. Wrote it last time I was at sea on a transit from Honolulu up to Seward, Alaska on Sikuliaq. We're going to hear more about Sikuliaq shortly. This is a really simple chorus that I think is lovely, and if you all are comfortable singing along, I'm going to introduce it to you. So the lines are, it's Lord, give me shelter in this cradle of the sea. Lord, give me shelter in this cradle of the sea that rocks me on her waters in the deep, that rocks me on her waters in the deep. Lord, stay the captain's hand beside the weary bell. Here's the important part, that I might have another hour of sleep. Chorus chorus is going to come around plenty many times. And just like with the shanty, all you have to do is grab it before it comes around the last time. Lord, give me shelter in this cradle of the sea. Rocks me on the waters of her deep. Lord, stay the captain's hand beside the weary bell, that I might have another hour of sleep sweet. Oh, the lights above the hills of Valparaiso, on summer nights when music fills the air, lingers with the jasmine and the zara. And when I close my eyes, I see you walking with me there. So Lord, give me shelter in this cradle of the sea, that rocks me on the waters of her deep. Lord, stay the captain's hand beside the weary bell, that I might have another hour of sleep. 3 days out, sailing north from Honolulu, the restless sea, the world all of its own, wondering if I ever really knew you. And we circled from afar, 5,000 miles from any home. So Lord, give me shelter in this cradle of the sea, that rocks me on the waters of the deep. Lord, stay the captain's hand beside the weary bell, that I might have another hour of sleep. Takes around watch, eh? Oh, the stars above the hills of Valparaiso. That summer night, you let me hold your hand, told me of your life beyond the ocean, and kissed my cheek and whispered that you hoped I'd understand. So Lord, give me shelter in this cradle of the sea, that rocks me on the waters of the deep. Lord, stay the captain's hand beside the weary bells, and I might have another hour of sleep. Let's try his voice. Lord, give me shelter in this cradle of the sea, that rocks me on the waters of the deep. Lord, stay the captain's hand beside the weary bell, that I might have another hour of sleep. Thank you all, you're beautiful. So I mentioned Sikuliaq. This is the old song in the repertoire. This is about 4 years old from when I first sailed on Sikuliaq. And I was just realizing, so most of my sea time is along for the Nathaniel B. Palmer. There's a Antarctic icebreaker, and a little bit aboard the Lawrence M. Gould. The Gould was retired last year. Due to the federal budget cuts, the Nathaniel B. Palmer is going to be sailing one more time, maybe one more time, and then it's getting shut down, getting sent home, and for the first time in 75 years, the United States will not have an Antarctic marine program. A lot of good people are losing their jobs, losing the science that they've supported and done for ages. That leaves only one ship I've sailed that's still going. It's not a shame, but that's Sikuliaq. She's operated by the University of Alaska. She's an Arctic icebreaker. Sikuliaq is the Inupiat word for first year sea ice. So it's the stuff that forms each year, breaks up. I don't remember when she first sailed, but she's getting almost two. She's got a few years left in her. I hope so do I. But as we know, Time keeps marching, and this is for my shipmates, past and present, hopefully future. I no longer recall the first day my reflection looked out on a face that was no longer young, nor the tally of friends crossing over the last bar, or meals that we weathered, or songs that we sung on the back deck as evening crept over the waters, the sky all afire, too weary to sleep with our bellies still full and the summer behind us. Sikuliaq Southbound, alone on the deep. That old storm off to Western won't give us no trouble. We'll keep her behind us and ride up the swell, making 12 knots on heading southeast in blue waters. The 3 days to Seward and 4 days from hell as I haul on my slippers and climb to the railing. Of fingers, the ache in my knees with a dog watch ahead and my best years behind me. Sikuliaq Southbound in following seas. All on we come from the ocean, all on we belong to the shore, all on the sing back to the sirens, we'll always be thirsty for more. Rosie's got a family outside of Fairbanks. He goes to children, lives somewhere in Spain. And my patient Caroline waits in Cordova. We'll scatter in Seward till we meet again. If this burden somebody can last one more season, next time we're called by the ocean to run from the heart, and this heart calling out on the deep for Sikuliaq Southbound to carry us home. Sikuliaq Southbound to carry us home. I usually perform that with Emily Groff, who just does miraculous harmonies and makes me sound awesome. Emily has got this work today. She's hoping she'll be joining us in the future. Have time for one last one, and this is another new one. This was coming up at the end of that Honolulu to Seward transit on Sikuliaq. Two of my shipmates who I've met used to be fishermen out of Seward. Seward's at the head of Resurrection Bay, and come through the Pacific, we got the snot beat out of us. She's an icebreaker. She's designed to go through ice, not open North Pacific in late winter. Woo! But as we pulled into Resurrection Bay, standing on the bridge, looking at the sun coming up, looking at the sun going down, it was the evening before Easter, and Woody told me the story of how it was named by the Russian explorer Baranov, who 2 centuries earlier got the snot beat out of him, trying to round through the Gulf of Alaska, sought shelter in this on the evening before Easter, saved the boat, beached it, did repairs the next morning. Well, the sun came out, and he said, "We have been revived. It is Easter morning. This is the day of resurrection." Seward has its own sort of resurrection, and then fall, and then resurrection and fall. It's a fishing town, boom and bust, boom and bust. Woody and Janie had made it through like 3 or 4 of these cycles before they couldn't handle the fishing work anymore. Fortunately, they got a job aboard Sikuliaq, and so I got to hear their story. such a long time since it was any good, Dave. Yes, we had quite a run. Money right up with the salmon and tourists, just like our love has done. I know it's me who brought you here, fishing for dreams of gold. Must be the Carolinas calling home, trying to save you from this cold. But go on and walk out, I won't bar the door. You've got to do what's right for you, and I've been left for dead before. Set me adrift in my old skiff and let the current have its way. Come the morning, I'll be high and dry on the shores of Resurrection Bay. Janie says that she can spot us the gaskets if we can pay for the camp. Charlie lets to do the inventory, says he doesn't give a damn. I got a cousin down in North Bend who's got some friends coming through. We can get her in the water by then, he says. They'll book a day or two. But go on and walk out. This was never your fight. You've got to do what's best for you. There ain't no wrong or right. You can bury me in the Bering Sea on my dying day. On the morning I will rise again on the shores of Resurrection Day. Said you never fit in anywhere. Hoped you might call this home. Never promised that you'd learn to care. Never promised not to roam. Summer would make for steady pay. Thought you might settle down. You watched your line like a castaway. You're restless for this town. So go on and walk out. You can't even take the car. It's got the better half of a tank of gas. I think the keys are at the bar. Just drop me off on Highway 9 and I will surely find my way. Come the morning I will rise again on the shores of Resurrection Day. Woo! Thank you all. Dave, we are on the heart. Thank you for Dave beforehand. Stay around. Only your friend Brian Ledford is coming up. You are going to be present for something unique. Debut of, as you saw on the bill, debut of Victorian folk maritime three-penny opera. And I'm just going to get out of the way.